you love us. Though others have the arm, show us the sleeve. We, in your motion, turn, and we may move us. Then, gentle brother, get you in again. Comfort my sister, cheer her, call her wife. 'Tis holy sport to be a little vain when the sweet breath of flattery conquers strife.
Sweet mistress, what your name is else I know not, nor by what wonder you do hit of mine. Less in your knowledge and your grace, you show not than our earth's wonder, more than earth divine. Teach me, dear creature, how to think and to speak. Lay open to my earthly gross conceit, smothered in errors, feeble, shallow, weak. The folded meaning of your words deceit. Are you a god? Would you create me anew? Transform me then, and to your power I'll yield. But if that I am I, then well I know. Your weeping sister is no wife of mine, nor to her bed to homage do I owe. Far more to you do I decline. Oh, train me not, sweet mermaid, with thy note, to drown me in thy sister's flood of tears. Sing, sweet siren, for thyself, and I will dote.
What? Are you mad that you do reason so?
Not mad, but maiden, how I do not know.
It is a fault that springeth from your eye.
For gazing on your beams fair sun being gone.
Gaze where you should, and that should clear your sight.
As good to wink, sweet love, as look on night.
Why call you me love? Call my sister so.
Thy sister's sister.
That's my sister.
No, it is thyself, mine own self's better part. My eye's clear eye, my dear heart's dear heart. My food, my fortune, and my sweet hope's aim. My solace heaven, and my heaven's claim.
All this my sister is, or else should be.
Call thyself sister sweet, for I am thee. Thee will I love, and with thee I will leave my life. Thou hast no husband yet, nor I no wife. Give me thy hand.
Oh, sorry, sir, hold you still. I'll fetch my sister and get her goodwill.
Why, how now, Dromio? Where runnest thou so fast?
Do you know me, sir? Am I Dromio? Am I your man? Am I myself?
Thou art Dromio, thou art my man, thou art thyself.
I am an ass. I am a woman's man, and besides myself.
What woman's man, and how besides thyself?
Besides myself, I am due to a woman, one that claims me, one that haunts me, one that will have me.
Oh, what claim lays she to thee?
Such a claim as you would lay to your horse. Not that I, being a beast, she would have me, but that she, being a beastly creature, lays claim to me.
What is she?
A very reverend body, aye. Such a one as a man may not speak of without he said, sore reverence. And yet I have but lean luck in that match. And yet she is a wondrous fat marriage.
How dost thou mean a fat marriage?
Marry, sir, she's the kitchen wench, all in grease. I know not what you used to put her to, but to make a lamp of her and run her by her own light. I warrant her rags in the tallow that will burn a pole in winter. If she lives till doomsday, she'll burn a week longer than the whole world.
What complexion is she of?
Swart like my shoe. But her face, nothing so clean kept. For why? She sweats. A man may go over shoes in the grime of it.
Oh, that's a fault that water will mend.
No, sir. 'Tis in grain. Noah's flood cannot do it.
What's her name?
Now, sir. But her name in 3/4, that's an L. And 3/4 will not measure her from hip to hip.
Then she bears some breadth.
No longer from head to foot than from hip to hip. She's spherical, like a globe. I could find countries in her.
In what part of her body stands Ireland?
I found it in her buttocks, down by the bogs.
Where's Scotland?
I found it hard upon the palm of her hand.
Where France?
In her forehead, armed and reverted, making war against their heir.
Where, England?
I looked for the chalky cliffs, but I could find no whiteness in them. But I guess it stood by the salt room that ran between France and it.
Where, Spain?
Faith, I saw it not, but I felt it hot in her breath.
Where, America? The Indies?
Oh, sir, upon her nose! Oh, embellished with rubies, carbuncles, and sapphires, declining their rich aspect to the hot breath of Spain, which sent whole armadas of carracks to be ballast at her nose.
Where stood Belgium, the Netherlands?
Oh, sir, I did not look so low. To conclude, this drudger de Wiener laid claim to me, called me Dromio, swore I was assured to her, told me what privy marks lay about me, as the mark on my shoulder, the mole on my neck, the great wart on my left arm, and that I, amazed, ran from her as from a witch.
Go, hie thee presently, post to the road, and if the wind blow any way from shore, I will not harbor in this town tonight. If any bark put forth, come to the mart, where I will walk till thou return to me. If everyone knows us, and we know none, 'tis time, I think, to trudge back and be gone.
As from a bear a man would run from life, so fly I from her that would be my wife.
There's none but witches who inhabit here, and 'tis high time that I were hence. She that doth call me husband, even my soul for a wife doth abhor. But her fair sister, possessed with such a gentle, sovereign grace, such enchanting presence and discourse, hath almost made me traitor myself. Lest myself be guilty to self-wrong, I'll stop mine ears against the mermaid song.
Master Antipolis! Mwah, mwah.
Aye, that's my name.
And the lesson. No, here's the chain I have promised you. I thought to left in you at the proper time. The chain unfinished made me stay there so long.
What is your will that I shall do with this?
What? Please yourself, sir. I've made it for you.
Made it for me, sir. I bespoke it not.
Not a once, and nor a twice, but a 20 times you have. Go home with it and, please your wife. And as soon at supper time, I'll visit you and receive my money for the chain.
I pray you, sir, receive the money now, for fear you never see chain nor money more.
You are a merry man, sir. There you are. Mwah, mwah. Arrivederci. Ciao, ciao.
What I think of this, I cannot tell. But this I think. There's no man is so vain that would refuse so fair an offered chain. I see a man not need live by shifts, when in the streets he meets such golden gifts. I'll to the centaur, and there for Dromio stay. If any bark put forth, then straight away.
Since Pentecost the sum is due, and since I have not much importuned you, nor now, but that I am bound to purge and want guilders for my voyage.
Even the sum that I owe to you is growing to me by Antipolis. And at the instant that I met with you, he had me a chain, and at 5 o'clock I shall receive the money for the same. Please, you walk with me down to his house. I will discharge my bond and I thank you too.
That labor may you save. See where it comes. Well, I go to the goldsmith's house, go down and buy a rope's end. The job is still for my wife and her. Buy a rope's bitters. Or they'll give me out my door by day. Oh, what's up? I see the goldsmith. Go get the gun and buy a rope.
I buy 1,000 pounds a year. I buy a rope.
A man is well hauled up that trusts you. I promised your presence in the chain, but neither goldsmith nor chain came to me. Belike you thought our love would last so long if it were chained together, and therefore it came not.
Saving your merry humor, here's the note. How much your chain weighs to the uttermost to carry. The finest of a gold in a chargeable fashion, which it doth amount to 300 ducats more. For here, I stand in debt to this gentleman. I pray you see him presently discharged, for he is a fault to see, and awaits but for it.
I am not furnished with the present money. Besides, I have some business in the town. Oh, good sirrah, bring this man to my house, and bring the chain with you. Then disperse the receipt thereof. Perchance I will be there as soon as you.
Then you will give the chain to her yourself?
No, bring it with you, lest I come not time enough.
Well, sir, have you the chain about you?
And if I have not, sir, I hope you have, or you may be returning without your money.
Nay, sir, come, give me the chain. Hold the wind and tide and sails for these gentlemen, and I to blame, have held him here too long.
Good Lord! You use this excuse to breach your promise to the porpentine. I should have chid you for not bringing it, but like a shrew, you first began to brawl.
The hour steals on. I pray you, sir, dispatch.
You see how he importunes me. The chain!
Give it to my wife and fetch your money.
You know I gave it to you half an hour since. Either send me the chain or send me some token.
You gave me none. You wrong me so much to say so.
You wrong me more, sir, in denying it. Consider how it stands upon my credit.
Officer, arrest him at my suit.
I do. I charge you, in the Duke's name, to obey me.
This touches me in reputation. Either consent to pay the sum for me, or I that you by this officer.
Consent to pay thee that I never had? Arrest me, foolish fellow, if thou darest.
Here is thy fee. Arrest him, officer. I would not spare my brother in this case, if he should scorn me so apparently.
I do arrest you, sir. Here's the suit.
I do obey. But, sirrah, you shall buy this sport, as all the metal in your shop will answer.
I shall have a law if abuses to your notorious shame. I doubt it not.
Master, there's a bark of epidemium that stays but till her owner comes aboard. And then, sir, she bears away. Our frottage, sir, I have conveyed aboard. I bought the oil, balsamum, and aquavitae. The ship is inner trim. The merry wind blows bare from the land. They stay for not at all, but for the owner, master, and thyself.
How now, a madman? Thou peevish sheep, what bark of epidemic do you speak of?
The ship you sent me to hire waftage.
I sent thee for a rope, and told thee to what end and to what purpose.
You sent me for a rope's end as soon as you sent me to the bay, sir, for a bark.
I will debate this matter at more leisure, but teach your ears to listen with more heed. To Adriana, villain, tie thee straight. Give her this key. Tell her in the desk that's covered over with Turkish tapestry, there's a purse of ducats. Let her send it. Tell her I'm arrested in the street, and that shall bail me. Out on thee, slave. On to the prison, officer, till it come.
Oh no. Oh no. To Adriana, that is where we dined, where Dousible did claim me for a husband. She is too big, I hope, for me to compass. Thither I must, although against my will. All servants must their masters' minds fulfill.
Nearly in his eyes he completed earnest, yea or no. Looked he or red, or pale, or sad, or merrily? What observations madest thou in this case of his heart's meteors tilting in his face?
First, he denied you had in him no right.
He meant he did me none, the more my spite.
Then swore he that he was a stranger here.
And true he swore, though yet forsworn he were.
Then I pleaded for you.
And what said he?
That love I beg
of his will, not my heart. He's deformed, crooked, old, sere, ill-faced, worse-bodied, shapeless everywhere, vicious, ungentle, foolish, blunt, unkind, stigmatical of thinking, worse in mind.
Who would be jealous then of such a one? No even lost his wails when all is gone.
Ah, but I think him better than I say, and would herein that others' eyes were worse. Far from her nest the lapwing cries away. My heart prays for him, though my tongue do curse.
Here, go! The desk, the purse, sweet now, make haste!
How hast thou lost thy breath?
By running fast.
Where's thy master, Dromio? Is he well?
No, he's in tartar limbo worse than hell. A devil in an everlasting garment hath him. One whose hard heart is buttoned up with steel. A fiend, a fairy, pitiless and rough. A wolf, nay, worse, a fellow all in buff.
Why, man, what is the matter?
I know not the matter, he is rested on the case.
What, is he arrested? Tell me at whose suit.
I know not at whose suit he is rested, but it is a suit of buff which rested him, that I can tell. Will you send him, Mistress Redemption, the money in his desk?
Go fetch it, sister. This I wonder at, that he, unnoticed to me, should be in debt. Tell me, was he arrested on a band?
No, not a band, but a stronger thing. A chain, a chain. Do you not hear it ring?
What, the chain?
No, no, the bell. 'Tis time I were gone. It was 2 ere I left him, and now the clock strikes 1.
Oh, Dromio, there's the money. Bear it to my master's rate and fetch him home immediately. Come, sister, I am pressed down with conceit. Conceit, my comfort, and my injury.
There's not a man I meet but doth salute me, as if I were their well-acquainted friend, and everyone doth call me by my name.
Antipholus.
Some tender money to me,
Antipholus!
Mwah, mwah.
some invite me,
Antipholus!
some thank me for kindnesses,
Antipholus! Thank you!
some offer me commodities to buy,
Antipholus.
Sure these are, even now a tailor called me in his shop, and showed me silks that he had bought for me, and therewithal took measure of my body. Sure these are but imaginary wiles, and Lapland sorcerers do inhabit it.
Oh. Master, here is the gold you sent me for. What? Have you got the picture of old Adam New apparelled?
What gold is this? What Adam dost thou mean?
Not the Adam that keeps the prison, but not the Adam that keeps the paradise, but the Adam that keeps the prison.
What, thou meanest an officer?
Aye, sir, the sergeant of the band.
Well, sir, they're resting your foolery. Is any ships put forth tonight? May we be gone?
I brought you word an hour since the bark expedition put forth tonight, and then you were hinted for the sergeant to tarry for the oi delay. Here are the angels you sent for me to deliver you.
This fellow is distract, and so am I. And here we wander in illusions. Some blessed power deliver us from hence!
Well met, Master Antipholus. I see, sir, you found the goldsmith now. Is this the chain you promised me?
Satan avoid, I charge thee, tempt me not.
Master, is this Mistress Satan?
It is the devil.
Nay, she is worse. She is the devil's dam, and here she comes in the habit of a light wench. And thereof comes that light wenches say, God damn me. That's as much to say, God make me a light wench. It is written that they appear to men as angels of light. Light is an effect of fire. Fire will burn. Ergo, light wenches will burn. Come not near her.
Your man. And you are marvelous merry, sir. Will you come with me? We'll mend our dinner here.
Master, if you do, you must expect a long spoon.
Why, Dromio?
Thou must have a long spoon to eat with the devil.
Avoid then, fiend! What tellest thou me of supping? Thou art, as you are all, a sorceress! I conjure thee to leave me and be gone!
Give me the ring of mine you had at dinner. For my diamond, the chain you promised. And I'll be gone, sir, and not trouble you.
Some devils ask but the parings of one's nail. A rush, a hair, a drop of blood, a pin, a nut, a cherry stone. But she, more covetous, would have a chain. Master, be wise, and if you give it to her, the devil shall shake her chain and fright us with it.
My ring, or else a chain. I hope you do not mean to cheat me so.
Avaunt, thou witch! Come, Dromio, let us go.
Fly, fly, says the peacock. Mistress, that you know.
Now, out of doubt, Antipholus is mad, else he would never so demean himself. A ring he hath of mine, worth 40 ducats, and for the same he promised me a chain. Both one and the other he denies me now. The reason that I gather he is mad, besides this present instance of his rage, is a mad tale he told today at dinner, of his own doors being shut against his entrance. Belike his wife, acquainted with his fit, on purpose shut the doors against his way. My way now is to hie home to his house and tell his wife that being lunatic you rushed into my home and took perforce my ring away. This course I fittest choose, for 40 ducats is too much to lose.
Fear me not, man. I will not break away. I leave thee ere I give thee so much money to warrant thee as I am rested for. My wife is in a wayward mood today, and will lightly trust the messenger that I'm attached in Ephesus. I tell you, 'twill sound harshly in her ears. Oh, here comes my man. I think he brings the money. How now, sir, have you that I sent you for?
Here's that I warned you. Will you pay them all?
But where is the money?
Why, sir, I gave the money for the rope.
500 ducats, villain, for a rope?
500 at the rate.
To what end did I bid thee hie thee home?
To a rope's end, sir. To that end, I am returned.
And to that end, sir, I will welcome you.
Sir, be patient.
Nay, 'tis for me to be patient. I am in adversity.
Good now, hold thy tongue.
Nay, rather persuade him to hold his hands.
Thou horse senseless villain!
I were so senseless, sir, that I might not feel your blows.
Thou art sensible in nothing but blows, and is so an ass.
I am an ass, indeed. You may prove it by my long ears. I have served him from the hour of my nativity to this instant, and have nothing from his hands for my service but blows. When I am warm, he cools me with beating. When I am cool, he heats me with beating. I wake with it when I sleep, raise with it when I sit, driven out of doors with it when I go from home, welcome with it when I return. Nay, I bear it on my shoulders, so beggar won't her breath. And I think, when he hath laid me, I the door!
My wife is coming yonder.
Mistress, respice finem. Oh, respect your aunt, or rather the prophecy. Beware of a rope's end.
Wilt thou still
Oh.
How say you now is not your husband mad? His incivility confirms no less. Good doctor, you are a conjurer. Establish him in his true sense again, and I will please you with what you will demand.
Last poor man, how?
Revels in his ecstasy.
Come, give me your hand and let me feel your pulse.
There is my hand, and let it feel your ear. Greetings.
I charge thee, Satan! Housed within this man, to yield possession to my holy prayers until thy state of darkness hide thee straight. I conjure thee by all the saints in heaven.
Peace, doting wizard, peace. I'm not mad.
Oh, that thou art not poor, distressed soul.
You minion, you! Are these your customers? Did this saffron with the saffron face revel and feast in my house while upon me the guilty doors were shut and I locked out?
Oh, husband, God doth know today you dined at home. Where would you have remained until this time, free from these slanders and this open shame?
Dined at home? Villain, what sayest thou?
Sir, so to say you did not dine at home.
Were not my doors shut up and I locked out?
Your doors were shut and you locked out.
Did not she herself revile me then?
Oh, such she did. She reviled you there.
Did not her kitchen maid rail, taunt, and scorn me?
In verity, she did. My bones bear witness that I've since felt the vigor of his rage.
And did not I thence depart from thence?
Is it good to soothe him in these contraries? Not to you.
Fine.
It is no shame the fellow finds his way, and yielding to him, humors well his fancy.
That was suborn the goatsman to arrest me.
Alas, I sent you money to redeem you by Dromio here, who came in haste for it.
Money buy me heart and goodwill, but not a rag of money.
Dost not thou? Why dost thou deny? Why dost not thou have a purse of ducats?
He came to me, and I delivered it.
And I'm a witness with her that she did. God and the rope maker bear me witness that I was sent for nothing but a rope.
Mistress! Both man and master are possessed! I know it by their pale and deadly looks. They must be bound and laid in some dark room.
Why dost thou deny locking me forth today? And why dost thou deny the bag of gold?
I did not, gentle husband, lock me forth.
And, gentle master, I did not receive the bag of gold, but I confess we were
even fitter with a damn pack to make a lonesome abject scorn. With these nails, I'll pluck out those both eyes to make a lonesome abject scorn.
Oh, bind him, let him not come near me!
Lord, company, the fiend is strong within him.
I mean,
What? Wilt thou murder me? Thou jailer, thou wilt not support to make a rescue?
Master, let him go. He's my prisoner. You shall not have him.
Go by this man, for he is frantic too.
what wilt thou do, thou peevish officer? Hast thou the life to see a wretched man do displeasure and outrage to himself?
He is my prisoner. If I let him go, the death guilt will require of me.
I will discharge thee ere I go from thee. Bear me forth into his creditor, and knowing who the death grows, I will pay it. Good master doctor, see him safe conveyed home to my house. Oh, most unhappy day!
A most unhappy strumpet!
Master, I am here, entered in bond for you.
Out on thee, villain! Why dost thou mad me?
Will you be bound for nothing? Good master, cry. The devil, God help poor souls, how idle do they talk?
Go, bear him hence! Sister, go you with me. Now, tell me, whose suit is he arrested at?
One Angelo, a goldsmith. Do you know?
I know the man. What is the sum he owes?
200 ducats.
Say, how grows it due?
Prefer a chain your husband had.
He did speak a chain from me, but had it not. When is your husband, all enraged today, came to my house and took away my ring, the ring I saw upon his finger now. Straight after did I meet him with a chain. It may be so, but I did never see it. Come, jailer, bring me where the goldsmith is. I long to know the truth thereof its large.
Ah!
They're loose again! Come with naked swords, this call for more death and thou!
Away the guillot!
I see these witches are afraid of swords.
She that would be your wife now ran from you.
Come, Jomio, fetch our stuff from thence. I long that we were safe and sound aboard.
Faith, stay here this night. They will surely do us no harm. You saw them speak us fair, give us gold. Methinks they are such a gentle nation that, but for the mountains of mad flesh they claim marriage to me, I could find in my heart to stay here still and turn witch.
I will not stay here tonight for all the town. Therefore, away to get our stuff aboard.
I, the jailer, proclaim this 5th annual execution day of Ephesus. Thank you.
I am sorry that I have hindered you, but I protest he has a chain on me, and most dishonestly he doth deny it.
How is this man esteemed here in the city?
Oh, very reverend reputation, sir. Credit infinite, highly beloved, second to none that lives here in the city. His word might better my wealth at any time.
Speak softly yonder, as I think he walks.
'Tis so, and itself the chain about his neck, which he forswore most monstrously to have. Good sir, stay close to me, and speak to him. Senor Antipholus, I wonder much that you would have put me through all this shame and trouble, with the circumstances and all, so to deny the chain which you now wear so openly. Besides the charge, the shame in imprisonment, you haven't done wrong to these, my honest friend. But for staying on our controversy, as always, let us have and put to sea today.
I never did deny it.
Yes, that you did, sir, and forswore it, too.
Who heard me to deny it or forswear it?
These ears of mine, thou knowest, did hear thee. Fie on thee, wretch. 'Tis a pity that thou livest to walk where any honest man resorts.
Thou art a villain to impeach me thus. I'll prove mine honor and mine honesty against thee presently, if thou darest stand.
I dare, and do defy thee for a villain!
How long had this possession held the man?
This week. He hath been heavy, sour, sad, and much different from the man he was. But till this afternoon his passion ne'er brake into extremity of rage.
Hath he not lost much wealth by wreck of sea? Buried some dear friend? Hath not else his eye strayed his affection in unlawful love? A sin prevailing much in youthful men who give their eyes the liberty of gazing. Which of these sorrows is he subject to?
None of these, except it be the last. Namely, some love that drew him off from home.
You should for that have reprehended him.
Why, so I did.
I, but not rough enough?
As roughly as my modesty would let me.
Haply in private.
And in assemblies, too.
I, but not enough.
It was the copy of our conference. In bed, he slept not from my urging it. At board, he fed not from my urging it. Alone, it was the subject of my theme. In company, I often glanced it. Still did I tell him it was vile and bad.
And thereof came it that the man was mad. The venom clamors of a jealous woman. Poison, more deadly than a mad dog's tooth. It seems his sleeps were hindered by thy railing, and thereof comes it that his head is light. Thou sayest his meat was sauced with thy upbraidings. Unquiet meals make ill digestions. Thereof the raging fire fever bred. And what's a fever but a fit of madness? Thou sayest his sports were hindered by thy brawls. Sweet recreation barred, what doth ensue but moody and dull melancholy, kinsman to grim and comfortless despair, and at her heels a huge infectious troop of pale distemperatures and foes to life. In food, in sport, in life-preserving rest, to be disturbed would mad or man or beast. The consequences then, thy jealous fits had scared thy husband from the use of wits.
She never reprehended him but mildly, when he demeaned himself rough, rude, and wildly. Why bear you these rebukes and answers not? She did betray me to my own reproof. Good people, enter and lay hold on him.
No! Not a creature enters in my house.
Then let your servants bring my husband forth.
Neither he took this place for sanctuary, and it shall privilege him from your hands till I have brought him to his wits again, or lose my labor in assaying it.
I will attend my husband, be his nurse, die his sickness, for it is my office and shall have no other attorney but myself. Therefore, let me have him home with me.
Be patient, for I will not let him stir till I use the approved means that I have, with wholesome syrups, drugs, and holy prayers to make of him a formal man again. It is a branch and parcel of mine oath, a charitable duty of my order, Therefore depart and leave him here with me.
I will not hence and leave my husband here. And ill it doth beseem your holiness to separate the husband and the wife.
Be quiet and depart, thou shalt not have him.
Complain to the Duke of this indignity. Come. Go. I will fall prostrate. At his feet, and never rise until my tears and prayers have won his grace to come in person hither and take perforce my husband from the abbess.
By this, I think the dial points to 5. Anon, I'm sure. The Duke himself comes this way to the melancholy vale, the place of death and sorry execution behind the ditches of the abbey here,
Para what it goes.
to see a reverend Syracusian merchant, who, put unluckily into this bay against the laws and statutes of the town, beheaded publicly for his offense.
Look, there they come. We will be all to death. Kneel to the Duke before he pass the abbey.
Yet once again... Yet once again, proclaim it publicly.
Publicly!
Any friend will pay the sum for him, he shall live. So much we tender.
Justice, most sacred Duke, against the abbess.
She is a virtuous and reverend lady. It cannot be that she hath done evil.
May it please your grace, Antipholus, my husband, who I made lord of me and all I had at your important letters, this ill day a most outrageous fit of madness took upon him, that desperately he hurried throughout the streets, with him his bondsmen, all as mad as he, doing displeasure to the citizens, by rushing in their houses and bearing thence rings, jewels, anything their rage should like. Once did I have him bound and sent home for help, whilst I to take quarter for the wrongs, went that here and there his fury had committed. Anon, I wot not by what strong escape he broke from those that had the guard of him, and with his mad attendants met us again, and madly bent on us chased us until, raising a moray, we came again to bind them. Then they fled into this abbey here, and here the abbess shuts the gates on us, and will not suffer us to fetch him hence. Therefore, most gracious Duke, be it your command that he be brought forth and borne hence for help.
Long since thy husband served me in my wars, and I to thee engaged a prince's word, when thou didst make him master of thy bed, to do him all the grace and good I could. Go! Knock at the abbey gate and bid the lady abbess come to me. I will determine this before I start.
Mistress, shift and save yourself. My master and his men have both broke loose. Beaten the maids around and bound the doctor.
Bound the doctor?
Whose beard they have singed off with brands of fire. And ever as it blazed, they throw upon him great pails of puddled mire to quench the hair. My master preaches patience to him, all the while his men with scissors nits him like a fool. And sure, unless you send some present help, between them they will kill the conjurer.
Kills the conjurer?
Peace! Fool! Thy man and his master are here, and this is false thou dost report to us.
Mistress, upon my life I tell you true. I have not breathed almost since I did see it. He cries for you and vows if he can take you to scorch your face and to disfigure you. Poor Daddy, Mistress, let me go.
Come! Stand by me! Fear nothing. Guard with halberd.
Oh, I meet is my husband. Witness you that he is born about invisible. Even now we house him in the abbey here. And now he's there, has thought of human reason.
Justice, most gracious Duke. Oh, grant me justice. Even for the service that I did thee when I bestrid thee in the wars. Even for the deep scars I took to save thy life. Even for the blood that I lost for thee. Oh, grant me justice.
Unless the fear of death doth make me dote, I think that's my son Antipholus and his bondman Dromio.
Justice, sweet prince, against that woman there. She who gave us to be my wife. She abused and dishonored me. Beyond imagination is the wrong. She this day hath shameless thrown on me.
Discover how, and thou shalt find me just.
This day, great, she feasted with harlots while I was locked out.
A grievous fault. Say, woman, didst thou so?
No, my good lord. Myself, he, and my sister today did dine at home, and this is false. He burdens me with all.
Ne'er may I sleep on day nor look on night, but she tells your highness the simple truth. A bird or a woman, they are both a for sport, and a justice is a man that charges them.
My liege, I'm advised what I say, neither disturbed with the effect of wine, nor any rash provoked with raging ire. I bet my wrongs might make one wiser man. This woman locked me forth from dinner this day. That goldsmith, were he not packed with her, could witness it, for he was with me then, who parted with me to go fetch the chain, promising to bring it to the Porpentine. Where Balthazar and I did dine together. Our dinner done, and he not coming thither, I went to seek him, and in the streets I met him, and in his company, that gentleman. There, this perjured goldsmith swore me down that I this day of him received the chain, for God knows I saw not, for the which he arrested me with an officer.
Officer.
I did obey, and sent my peasant home for certain ducats. He returned with none, so I fairly bespoke the officer to go with me in person to my house. By the way, we met my wife, her sister, and a rabble more of vile confederates. Along with them, they brought one pinch. A hungry, lean-faced villain, a mere anatomy, a mountebank, a threadbare juggler, and a fortune-teller. This pernicious slave took me on as a conjurer, and gazing in mine eyes and feeling my pulse, with no face I swear I'm facing me, cries out that I will serve. Then they fell upon me, bound me, bore me thence, and in the dark and dankish vault at home, they bound me with my bondman, till gnawing with my teeth my bonds in sunder, I gained my freedom and ran immediately to your grace, whom I beseech for ample satisfaction for these deep shames and great indignities.
My lord, in the truth thus far, I witness with him. He did not dine at home. He was locked down.
But had he such a chain of thee or no?
He did, and when he came in here, the people saw the chain about his neck.
Besides, I will be sworn these ears of mine heard you confess you had the chain of him, after you first forswore it on the mark. And thereupon I drew my sword on you, and then you fled into the abbey here, from whence I think you are come by miracle.
I never came within these abbey walls, nor ever did I draw thy sword on me. Or did I see the chain? This is false that they burdened me with all.
Why, what an intricate impeach is this. I think you have all drank of Circe's cup. If here you housed him, here he would have been. If he were mad, he would not plead so coldly. You say he dined at home. The goldsmith here denies that saying. Sirrah! Sirrah! What say you?
Sir, he dined with her at the Porpentine.
He did, and from my finger snatched that ring.
Sawest thou him enter here at the abbey walls?
Sure, my liege, as I do see your grace.
Why, this is strange. Go. Call the lady abbess hither. I think you were all mated, or stark mad.
Most mighty duke, vouchsafe me speak a word. Happily I see a friend that will save my life and pay the sum that may deliver me.
Speak freely, Syracusian, what thou wilt.
Is not your name, sir, called Antipholus? And is that not your bondman, Dromio?
Within this hour, I was his bondman, sir, but he had taken not into my cords. Now I am Dromio, and this man unbound.
I am sure both of you do remember me.
Ourselves we do remember, for we were bound as you are now. You are not Pinch's patient, are you, sir?
Why look you strange on me? You know me well.
I've never seen you in my life till now.
Oh, grief hath changed me since you saw me last. Careful hours with time's deformed hand have written strange features in my face. But tell me yet, dost thou not know my voice?
Neither.
Dromio, nor thou?
No, trust me, sir, nor I.
Not know my voice?
I, sir, and I am sure I do not, and whatsoever, but you are not bound to believe him.
Oh, time's extremity. Hast thou so cracked and splitted my poor tongue that in 7 years my only son knows not the feeble key of my untuned cares? My night of life has some memory left. My fading lamps some glimmer left to see. My dull deaf ears a little used to hear. All these old witnesses I cannot err. Tell me thou art my son, Antipholus.
I've never seen my father in my life.
But 7 years since in Syracuse, boy, thou's no sweet parted. But maybe in misery thou shamest to acknowledge me.
Everyone I know in this city, even the Duke, can witness that I've never seen Syracuse in my life.
I tell thee, Syracusian, 20 years have I been patron to Antipholus, during which time he ne'er saw Syracuse. I see thy age and dangers make thee dote.
Most mighty Duke, behold a man much wrong.
One of these men is genius to the other, and so of these. Which the natural man and which the spirit? Who deciphers them?
I, Sir Dromio, command him away.
I, Sir Andromio, pray let me stay.
Aegean, art thou not, or else his ghost?
Oh, my old master, who hath bound him here?
Whoever bound him, I will lose his bonds and gain a husband by his liberty. Speak, old Aegean, if thou beest the man that once had a wife called Amelia, that bore thee at a burden 2 fair sons. Oh, if thou beest the same Aegean, speak, and speak into the same Amelia.
Why, here begins his morning story right. These 2 Antipholuses, these 2 so like, and these 2 Dromios, one in semblance besides her urging at rack of sea, these are the parents to these children which accidentally are met together.
If thou art Amelia, and I dream not, which is the son that floated with thee on that fatal raft?
By men of Epidamnum, he and I and the twin Dromio were taken up, but by and by, rude fishermen of Corinth by force took Dromio, my son, from them, and me they left with those of Epidamnum. What then became of them, I cannot tell. I to this fortune you see me in.
Antipholus, thou camest from Corinth first.
No, sir, not I. I came from Syracuse.
Stay, stand apart. I know not which is which.
Oh, I came from Corinth, my most gracious lord.
And I with him.
Brought to this town by that most famous uncle of yours, Duke Menaphon.
Which of you 2 did dine with me today?
I, gentle mistress.
And are you not my husband?
No!
I say nay to that.
And so do I. Yet she did call me so. And this, her fair sister here, did call me brother. What I said then, I hope I shall have leisure to make good, if this be not a dream I see and hear.
That is the chain you had of me.
I think it be, sir. I deny it not.
And for this chain, you arrested me.
I think I did, sir. I deny it not.
I sent you money, sir, to be your bail by Dromio.
No, not
No,
by me.
I think he brought it not.
Ah, this purse of ducats I received from you, and my man Dromio did bring them me. I see we still did meet each other's man, and I was taken for him, and he for me, and thereupon these errors all arose.
I pawn these ducats for my father's life.
It shall not need. Thy father hath his life.
Sir, I must have that diamond from you.
There, take it, and thanks for the good cheer.
Hey. Renowned Duke, vouchsafe to take the pains to go with us into the abbey here and hear a large discourse, all of our fortunes and all that are assembled in this place. That by this sympathize one day's error have suffered wrong, go keep us company, and we shall make full satisfaction. 33 years have I begun a travail. My sons, and till this present hour my heavy burden ne'er delivered. The Duke, my husband, and my children both, and you the calendars of their nativity, go to a gossip's feast and joy with me, after so long grief such nativity.
With all my heart. I'll gossip at this feast.
Master, shall I fetch your stuff from the shipboard?
Dromio, what stuff of mine hast thou embarked?
Your goods that lay at host, sir, in the centaur.
Oh, he speaks to me. I am your master, Dromio. Come, go with us. We'll look to that anon. Embrace thy brother. Rejoice with him.
There is a fat friend at your master's house. The kitchen meat for you today at dinner, sir. She shall now be my sister and not my wife.
Methinks you are my glass, and not my brother. I see I am sweet-faced youth. Will you walk with me to see their gossiping?
Nay, sir, you are my elder.
Oh, that's a question. How shall we try it?
We'll draw cuts for the senior. Till then, lead thou first.
Nay, we came into the world like brother to brother. Now let's go hand in hand, not one before the other. Oh, Dromio!
Music, lighting, everything. He's really just been a really big help to us. I'd like to thank all of our mothers, Miss Marguerite, Miss Harriet, Miss Betsy, Miss Rosita, Miss Marianne, and if I'm forgetting any of you, Miss Diane.
Thanks, Dave.
We love you all.
We'd like to thank Al and Steve for being so nice to us and letting us use their theater.
And we have a sonnet for our senior, Miss Annie. Annie Whitten is an incredible creature.
Her smile, her talent, everything about her.
She parks in the spot of the traveling teacher.
And we don't know how we'll live without her.
She's played a boy, a techno fairy queen.
The lovely Mrs. Page and Adriana, the crazy shrew.
From a small role to large, she's shined in each scene.
There's unlimited spirit in what she can do.
James Taylor is blasting in her hot car.
She's been a mother to our whole cast.
To help you with the costume, she'll go very far.
We can't believe how quickly time has passed.
From playing a boy to playing a shrew, we'll miss you, Annie, and we'll always love you.
Okay. Thank you. This was an absolutely fabulous way, as was last night, to usher in 25 years almost in this theater. But there are some people I have to thank, and I'll try to go quickly. Giancarlo and Marianne Coliani. Where's Cheese? As it said in the program, Marianne could not be with us last year to see Giancarlo in his 5th and final year. So this is a great blessing to have him back as the only 6-year member of the Semi-Royal Shakespeare. Thank you. There may be other Adrians, other Titanias, other Mistress Pages and Adrianas, but there is only one Annie. Also, David Von Eyck, John Monaco, Dan Frank, Susanna, David, Mandy, I don't know, Jean-Michel not here, but there they are, the other people, the other seniors for whom the play is dedicated. Thank you all.
Hi, we are now at the Emlyn Theater in Mamaroneck at a dress rehearsal for As You Like It, a play by Shakespeare that is being performed by the Semi-Royal Shakespeare Company, which is a high school production troupe. My name is Vicki Rashbaum. I have been one of the coordinators for the Semi-Royal Shakespeare Company Parents Group for the last 5 years, and we welcome everyone to this production. Dee O'Brien is the director and producer, and this was initially her idea to involve junior high and high school students in Shakespeare many years ago. Today we will be talking about why students decide to join a troupe like this and commit 3 or 4 or 5 months of their school year to these rehearsals and learning these plays. We will also talk about the choice of costumes and the different decades that we choose to do the plays in. And we will also discuss the reason for using comedies primarily for these plays and the audience that we try to attract. this point, we'd like to talk about the choice of the 1960s as the decade in which this play is being performed. In order to do it in the 1960s, although the language stays strictly Shakespeare, traditional Elizabethan language, the costumes are representative of the 1960s. We rent these from SUNY Purchase, and we rent them from a wonderful costume factory in Yonkers. Now we would like to talk to one of the students. His name is David Morehouse, who has been in the Semi-Royal Shakespeare Company for 4 years and has mastered many interesting roles, many, especially comedic. David, we would like to know why you first decided to join the Semi-Royal Shakespeare Company when you were about 13 or 14?
Yeah. I was in Dee's 8th grade English class, and as a class, we studied Shakespeare and we did some skits ourselves, but the real motivator to do it myself was when we went to one of her productions of, I guess it was 5 years ago now, of Comedy of Errors, and we saw that and it was really great, and we thought it was really fun, and we wanted to do it. So.
And who was in that production that you saw?
Oh, Megan Nuringer, Joanna Hellman.
So those high school students were currently in the Semi-Royal Shakespeare,
yes.
And you were in 8th grade at that time?
Yes.
Okay.
And it was just really fun, and so I auditioned, and I got part of Duke Orsino in 12th Night, and thought it was really great, and I've done it ever since.
Can you tell us what are the plays that you have done so far in Semi-Royal?
Well, as I said, I was Duke Orsino in 12th Night, and then sophomore year I was Demetrius in A Midsummer's Night Dream. And last year I was Cousin Slender in The Merry Wives of Windsor. And then this year I'm Touchstone the Clown.
As you can tell from his costume.
And it's As You Like It. So
Do
that's
you
what
have
we've
any
done.
play that's your favorite, would you say, over all the years?
I have no, I don't.
There are probably good lines from each one.
Oh yeah, definitely. Very memorable, even to now.
One other thing, tell me about your relationship with the other members of the cast, especially the ones you've known for the longest.
Well, in that 8th grade class was Susanna Czerkowski and Mandy Schweitzer, who are both in it now. We're kind of a Shakespeare clique, but
you are the senior members.
We're the senior members, and with Jean-Michel Alperin. I think everyone, whether you're a senior or a freshman, it kind of brings everyone together. You get to, meet a lot of new people, different from my, clique of friends at school. It's really fun, it's so much fun.
Aside from learning the lines of Shakespeare and what the play is all about, would you say you've learned anything from the other students in the cast?
Oh yeah, I mean, certainly, over the years when I was a freshman, I learned so much from the older members, and, each year, you just kind of, take a lot of, the better acting and the skills and everything, and it becomes part of you, part of your acting mentality, and it's so I definitely have learned so much. It's been great.
Would you recommend this to 8th graders right now?
Oh yes, do it, definitely do it. I mean, it's only a certain number can be in because it's a small company, but it's so great when you do it, and especially when you put on the performance, it just makes it all worthwhile.
David, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're really glad we were talking to you today.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, now we're going to see Dee O'Brien, who's the director and producer of As You Like It, in this Shakespearean rehearsal. She is now showing some new cast members what to do in chorus. And what we will do is pan in on some of the inner workings of this rehearsal. Some of these students have never been on stage before.
Dave, not yet. Oh, I'm sorry.
Good luck.
No more.
No, wait, I gotta get them off, so keep going.
I have
a seatbelt race. I am not yet well read.
How dost thou, Charles?
Lackey, I'm a lackey.
Remember touching everyone.
Tap him!
Oh my God.
He cannot speak, my lord.
Grab him. He can.
Fine.
Bear him away.
All right, no. It's get Richard, all of him, because that's how we're going to exit. Richard, Deck, Adam, Jake, Ben.
You
stuff those things in your pockets. Tear them off. Don't drop them.
Bear him away.
Yeah, can you do that? You.
It's you grab an arm. And you. Bear him away. Walk out off stage.
Walk off stage. Don't drop them. Be careful.
What's his name?
Nowhere.
No, you slid on.
I wish you
It's 420.
energy at 420.
Cut out.
Dead space.
Dead. Ready? 3 chants. Cut out. Dead
space.
Cut out. Dead space. Cut out. Dead space. Cut out. Dead space. Bring back dead space.
Hi, we are now here with Susanna Cherkasky, who is also a primary actress in Shakespeare's As You Like It. Susanna has been with the company for 3 years, since her sophomore year in high school, and we just want to ask her a few questions also. Susanna, when you first chose to be in the Shakespeare Company, Semi-Royal Shakespeare Company, what was your motivation? What made you choose to be in this?
Well, I had Dee as my 8th grade teacher, and first of all, I really liked her and I respected her a lot, and I'd actually done a scene from Midsummer as Helena with my friend who was Demetrius, and I really liked the play, and I decided I wanted to be Helena, so I decided to try out.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay, and what would you say are the main things that you have learned after being in the company for 3 years about other actors, about Shakespearean language, about how to use yourself on stage, how to help kids that are younger than you?
Well, I guess this year I've gotten a great dose of helping people who are younger than me because I'm the oldest in the play as of now, and I think that it's hard because a lot of them are, they haven't been on stage before. It's their first time, so you have to teach them how to project, how to talk slowly. And as far as Shakespeare goes, the language has become so much easier as the years have gone on. I think my vocabulary has grown a great deal, and I think I've sort of begun to understand, understand the iambic pentameter and the whole completion of the Shakespeare sentences better. So.
That's great. I heard you the other day giving some advice to other students in the circle about how they should speak and how they should use themselves on stage. Do you remember some key things that you'd said that day or that you normally tell to other people?
Well, definitely, I think the most important thing about being on this stage is projection, because if people aren't going to hear what you're saying, then it's not going to mean anything to them. So definitely diction, projection, and I guess just sort of opening up, stage presence, you sort of have to, you can't turn your back to the audience. I guess just sort of simple things that basically everyone has to learn when they come into the theater.
I also heard Susanna talking with the others about their body language and how to use physical language to express what is often hard to understand, because Shakespearean language is difficult to understand. Can you tell us something about that?
Well, yeah, I think that because so much of it is going to go over the audience's head, which is it's too bad, but it's really what happens about 50%, I'd say. So I think what's really important is that the actors learn to take their to use their physical comedy, to use their physical actions to relate with other people, to express it to the audience in a way that they'll understand it, because you have to remember that a great deal of our audience is younger children who don't have the vocabulary, don't have the understanding of the complicated plots. So physical comedy and physical touching, all that stuff is really important.
Okay, thank you, Susanna, so much for taking the time out from rehearsal to talk with us.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us for the first segment in which we spoke to some students of the Semi-Royal Shakespeare Company during this rehearsal. Hope you enjoy the show. Hi, during this segment we're going to discuss the choice of the 1960s as the decade in which As You Like It is being performed. And here we have a junior at Mamaroneck High School named Peter Hutchings, who has been with the company for how many years have you been?
Since 8th grade, so this is my 4th year.
Yeah, this is his 4th year with the company. And as you can see, he's dressed in 60s garb. Can you tell us, Peter, how they chose this costume and who you're supposed to be in the play?
Okay, I'm Orlando in the play, and I'm going into the forest now. When I was back in the village, I basically wore a tie-dye shirt with a blue denim shirt over, kind of to represent like the early 60s, like Sandlot, baseball, that sort of stuff. Now I'm into the woods. I'm wearing more of like a hippie stuff. I don't know if the pants are staying, but
well, certainly people wore
see the shoes,
blue jeans and sneakers in the 60s. In the East Village, especially of New York, and
I just
other
visited Berkeley.
cities. And Berkeley, right, that's right. Could you just tell us about your part a little bit in this play?
I am Orlando, and when the play starts off, I'm an oppressed younger brother. Basically, when my father died, he left me in his will money, which I never got because my older brothers kept it from me. You know, so basically, I get like really angry. I get into this fight with this wrestler in which I throw him, and because of who my father was, I don't get the money. So I get really angry and I run into the woods after I've met my true love now, Rosalind, Susanna Tchaikovsky. And in the woods, I go through a number of ordeals in which I meet Rosalind, my love, dressed up as a guy, and the guy helps me, gives me coaching lessons in how to win over the girl. So it's kind of like, you know, a whole ironic.
You were definitely the protagonist in this play, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And how old would you say you were representing? Your character is about how old in this play?
I'm 17.
17, okay. Peter has been with the company and played in various other roles and had many different costumes. Can you tell us some of the other plays you were in?
In 8th grade, in Scenes from Shakespeare, I was Demetrius in Midsummer. I was Lysander in Midsummer the next year in the full play.
He's speaking about Midsummer Night's Dream for those of you who may not be that familiar with Shakespeare. And what else? What
And
other part?
I was Page last year in Merry Wives of Windsor.
Which was a very funny play. Thank you, Peter. I know you have to get back on stage. They're calling you right now. Thanks for this interview.
Thank you very much.
Okay, in this segment, we would like to show the 60s costumes that have been chosen by both Dee O'Brien, the director, and the students who are part of the Semi-Royal Shakespeare Company. As you will be able to hear during the show, the music right now is actually indicative of traditional English folk music. But the music that is used in between the scenes comes from the 60s, the Love and Spoonful and a lot of other groups that were popular at that time. And as you can see in the costumes, there are a lot of baggy pants, a lot of glitter and Indian and Pakistani costumes that were worn in the East Village and Berkeley and all the major colleges at the time of parts of the 60s. A lot of the kids are wearing scarves on their head and all kinds of jewelry, and much of this came from closets of parents who grew up in the 60s and from costume companies and addicts. And that's about it. What makes it interesting, I guess, is that the language is so different than the period of time. To continue in this segment to talk about the costumes from the 1960s and from what makes the Semi-Royal Shakespeare Company very special, we'd like to interview Mandy Schweitzer, who's been with the company now for how many years?
4 years.
4 years. She is now a senior and graduating from Mamaroneck High School and moving on to a career at Yale University next year. And what I would like to do is ask Mandy a few questions about the sheep, and we will pan over to them so you can see exactly who they are and how we end up using them in the play. Mandy, could you tell us about Dee O'Brien's use of younger siblings of the high school students in these plays?
Well, for the past few years, she's been taking younger siblings I know, my little sister, Susanna Tchaikovsky's little sister, and the little sisters and brothers of many members of the company have really expressed an interest. They've come to the shows and loved it. I know they're always a big hit with the younger kids because even though they might not understand all the language, they understand like the slapstick and all the humor, and it's just fun to see their older sisters and brothers up there. So Dee got the idea that she would let them have a small role in the play. And last year, a few of these girls, I know my sister Callie got to be a fairy in the last scene of Merry Wives of Windsor, and this year they're expanding their role a little bit. They get to be in, how many, 3 scenes? 3 scenes? Oh, 2 scenes, sorry, as goats and sheep, and they're great. They're very good. They're a very big highlight of the play.
What I think is interesting about this, seeing this over the years, is that it's a way of bringing the Semi-Royal Shakespeare Company and Shakespeare down to the level of elementary school children. So these children begin to experience Shakespeare, the language, the settings, the costumes, at grades like second grade, third grade, fourth grade, and many teachers have now gotten on the bandwagon and go over scenes with their children in the classroom. Mandy, can you just tell us what other plays you've been in since you've been with the Semi-Royal Shakespeare Company?
Oh, well, I've been in The Tempest, Midsummer Night's Dream, The Merry Wives of Windsor, and now As You Like It.
And what would you say is the most important thing, if there's one, that you have learned from working with other students and from Dee O'Brien over the 4 years you've been in this group?
Well, I've learned so much about acting and understanding Shakespeare. I think interpreting the language is such a big part of it. Dee really makes sure that we understand every word, and then I know this year, as kind of senior members of the company, we've really been able to help the freshmen and the sophomores interpret their lines. And I know we just read King Lear in my AP English class, and I had no problem with it. And there, some people in my class were like, "What is this? Like all these and thous? I don't understand." Whereas I was just like, "Oh, okay, whatever. I've been doing this for 4 years. You know, it's easy." And I think my favorite part is just that we're just like a family. I mean, I know like everyone in the company is just, they're all such close friends of mine, and a lot of them are people that I never would have even met if I hadn't been involved in the company, and I love it.
How do you all choose your costumes? For example, we've been talking about the 1960s as the decade in which this play is taking place. Do you have any part in choosing your costumes or working on those with Dee O'Brien?
Well, on Saturdays, pretty much from when rehearsal starts in November, we come in and a lot of us help Dee with the costumes and the sets, and she pretty much picks out the costumes. She has a really good eye for colors and like what's gonna work. But if we don't like something, we can definitely tell her, and if we have other suggestions, I know one member of our company actually brought in stuff that her mom had worn in the 60s, and now the girl who plays Phoebe is actually getting to wear that in the show, so that was a big help. But really, I think the costumes are great. Dee always says, you have to think of them as costumes, not as clothes. So I mean, obviously, while this isn't something I'd necessarily be wearing to school or anything, I mean, maybe I would have worn it in the 60s. I don't know. I think it's great as a costume. I love it.
Okay. Have there been any special moments that you can remember over the years working with kids who are younger than you, or else things that you learned from kids who are older than you, like seniors who have graduated in the past?
Well, I could talk for like hours about how much I learned from the older kids, but last year I got to direct a scene in the 8th grade Scenes from Shakespeare. I directed a scene from A Midsummer Night's Dream with 4 8th graders who now, I think 2 of them are actually in the other play. They're both in Comedy of Errors, and I learned so much about how to direct Shakespeare by helping them, and really, because they really didn't understand as much as I thought they would, because of course I went, oh, I understand this, I'll understand it. It forced me to really look at everything and be like, okay, obviously, like, I need to make these lines really clear when I say them when I'm an actress, because if they don't understand it, like reading it, you know, how's the audience ever going to understand it? And it was really rewarding, especially since 2 of them ended up trying out for and getting into the company. I felt like maybe I had a little part in that, I don't know.
So you were a guide to them. In other words, you were working with 8th graders, you directed them, they learned a lot from you.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess teaching is one of the best ways in which to learn. We're going to thank you very much for doing this interview with us, and good luck next year at Yale. And we are so excited that you've been with the Semi-Royal Shakespeare Company for 4 years, and you've taught all of us a lot.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks a lot for joining.
Hi, I'm Sarah Melman. And I'm Annie Witten. And we are performing the Comedy of Errors in the Emlyn Theater this weekend.
So the date?
The date is March 5th, 6th, and 7th. It's going to be wonderful. And today we're just going to tell you a little bit about the Comedy of Errors. So Annie's going to give you a brief synopsis.
Okay. The Comedy of Errors is a classic Shakespearean comedy. It deals with mistaken identity, people in disguises, and everything comes together at the end in a big happy ending. Our cast is approximately 16 or 17 high schoolers, all from Mamaroneck High School. We have freshmen, sophomores, juniors, seniors, and we actually have a returning senior who is a freshman in college who is playing a part in the show. We're very excited to have him. This is Shakespeare's 25th year being performed in Larchmont, Mamaroneck, being directed by Dee O'Brien, who teaches English at the middle school. And Sarah, why don't you tell us what plays you've been in?
I've been in A Midsummer Night's Dream in my 9th grade year, and Merry Wives of Windsor, which was last year, and then 8th grade Shakespeare, which is not going on anymore, but happened last year. I was in couple of scenes. And Annie?
I was also in Midsummer Night's Dream and Merry Wives of Windsor, and my freshman year I was in The Tempest. And this is my senior year, and I'm very sad to go, but I think it's going to be our greatest year ever, and we're going to have a lot of fun. So everybody should come to the Emlyn Theater March 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th to see The Comedy of Errors, and also being performed is As You Like It, which is being done in 1960s. So that's like 60s music and 60s costume, and our play is traditional dress. So, right. Tickets can be bought at the Emlyn box office. You can come before the show to buy the tickets, or you can call ahead and reserve them. And so everybody should come see the show because it's great family fun.
Hi, today we're at the Emlyn Theater. I'm Sarah Melman.
I'm Caitlin Miller.
And we're here to tell you a little bit about The Comedy of Errors, which is going to be produced this weekend, March 5th, 6th, and 7th. You should really come. It's a great play. This is Caitlin, and she's in charge of a whole lot of Shakespeare. She's the assistant director, and she's also in it. She's a courtesan. She's really good. So, Caitlin, how's your experience been like at Shakespeare?
Well, this is my second year doing it. I'm associate producer, stage manager, and assistant courtesan. And I do a lot of stuff backstage. I do sewing, sets, I take care of props. And this year I'm making my debut as a courtesan.
Which do you like better, Caitlin, performing or being backstage?
I definitely like being backstage better. There's just as much pressure, but I think it's more fun.
Great. And how's your experience been? Do you like everyone in Shakespeare? Is it a whole lot of fun?
Yeah, it's great. It's amazing. I love everybody in Shakespeare.
Is there any special message you want to send to everyone else sitting backstage there on the camera?
Come see Shakespeare at the Emlyn, Friday and Sunday night.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye.
Either end of